Welcome to the Success with Jewelry podcast, where we invite you inside our conversations about business success and marketing for jewelry designers and entrepreneurs.
We're Laryssa and Liz, jewelry marketing experts with a combined 16 years of experience in jewelry marketing and proven track records in helping jewelry brands meet their goals. When you listen to or watch this podcast, you get an intimate and exclusive peek behind the curtain of all the things you wish you could know about earning success in this industry.
Welcome to episode number 44. In this episode, Laryssa and I are talking about what's new on Instagram. So we're going to be specifically covering what's new on Instagram and then also how to use broadcast channels. We also want to tell you about our insider community. When you join, you'll have access to extended episodes full of tips that you can start implementing today and further resources about each topic we discuss. In the extended version of this episode, we share the new features you should focus on. So we not only share kind of what's going on, but we talk about which aspects you should focus on and why. To get access to exclusive content as well as direct access to me and Laryssa, sign up by visiting successwithjewelry.com. Hey, Laryssa, let's get into it.
I feel like Instagram is releasing so many new features that we could just have a podcast about that every week.
We could have a podcast about that. And I want to start off with acknowledging this, but we'll do a whole episode about it. But yesterday, we're recording this on July 6th. Yesterday, Meta, which is the company that owns Facebook and Instagram, launched a new thing called Threads. And it was supposed to launch today, but it ended up launching early. And it's essentially Meta's take on Twitter. And it's like a text-based conversation app, very similar to Twitter, that is attached to Instagram. So it's getting a lot of buzz. A lot of people have been trying it out. We've tried it out, but we want to spend more time with it before we do a full episode about that. So that will be coming soon. Let us know if you tried Threads. I've heard Instagram describe it, the head of Instagram describe it as like a friendly version of Twitter. It feels like, to me, having just spent a little bit of time on it, Twitter, when the jewelry industry used to like tweet from award shows, like there used to be this really fun like Twitter action when an award show was happening and we'd all be tweeting about like the jewelry the celebs were wearing on the red carpet. It feels like this little like friendly community where people are having conversations. So we'll see what happens with it. I'd say for now, with like your initial strategy, if you're wanting to try it out, just think about having a conversation with your audience and being a little bit more casual than you are on Instagram and maybe some of your other platforms, but still stay within your brand guidelines. Okay, let's get into Instagram now. So first I want to talk about the algorithm, because I think that this is something that people are always complaining about, the Instagram algorithm, and we really don't want to fight it. We want to work with it, because essentially the algorithm exists because Instagram wants to keep you on the platform for as long as possible. So they want to be showing you content that you're going to engage with and that you're going to want to consume. So it's determined what you see based on like, how many things you click on, what type of content you're engaging with, how long you view certain types of video content, how frequently you interact with certain users and things like that. So I think you can really see that in like the most recent people you've interacted with or searched for, their stories are going to show up first. Their posts are going to show up first on your feed. And then you'll notice on your explore page, whatever type of content you're typically engaging with is going to be there. So mine is like all jewelry and Vanderpump Rules drama, because I was really into the Scandival. So that's how the algorithm works. The more people who follow you engage with your content, the more they're going to see it. And also the more Instagram is going to show it to people outside of your network. Another new thing, well, the algorithm's not new, but that's how it's working in 2023. But another new feature is notes. And this is something that you see if you go into your DMs. You'll see different little alerts or like little texts from certain people who have posted. It's essentially like AIM or an away message. If you used to use AOL Instant Messenger, which I did.
Me too.
And it's just like a short bit of text that you can share about like kind of what's new. You can also share music and like what you're listening to. But I would use it to share, like I should be using it for Success with Jewelry to say like when we have a new episode up, or if you have a new post or a new collection or something launching, or you want to encourage people to sign up for your email list, that's a great place to think about using.
I've never seen anyone use it before, at least nobody I interact with.
I have very few people. I'm going to open it now because I have very few people who use it, but every time I see them up there, I think about them. Like somebody right now has story sale, which could be good because I didn't see their feed post about that. So I could go to their account from here and see their story sale. So that's a good way to use it, is just to really notify people about some event or something that is going on with your brand.
Mhm.
And then another newish thing is post collabs. And I think this is great for retailers or local businesses you're doing collaborations with to help promote them. And essentially what this is you do a post from your page and collaborate with your retailer, then the post shows up on their feed to their followers as well. So it's actually quite helpful to your retailers to do that, especially if you're like doing a trunk show or sending new product, because then they don't have to do the work of posting and you don't have to do the work of like sending them and like hand holding and helping them post. It'll show up on both pages.
It would be great too if you were doing like a photo shoot. You could collab with the photographer or the model or whoever the creative people are involved.
That's a great idea too. And events, if you're doing an event with a
Mhm.
certain venue or any kind of collaboration, I think that's a great idea. Another thing that I just kind of spotted yesterday and was playing around with is the Instagram map search. And this is cool because traditionally, like you'd search a specific location and Instagram would show you posts from that specific location. But now you can kind of zoom in and out and see like other places nearby where people are posting. So it's, I think, a great discovery tool. Then something else that's just been rolled out is GIFs in the comments. And I don't know how I feel about this or how you can use it for your business, but it's fun. If that's like, if you like communicating in GIFs, it could be something you could consider doing, and those comments might be more noticeable.
Yeah, if you're trying to like get someone's attention, maybe if you put a clever GIF, they'll like see it more readily.
Just think about it still like in your brand, within your
Yeah.
brand. Um, Another new thing is pinning. Well, newish thing. I think this rolled out maybe in 2022, but a lot of people I've noticed haven't really used it yet, or still not sure what it is. But pinning posts that introduce yourself could be a good idea. Posts that are big press moments, or if you have a new collection or something you're really focused on promoting. Pinning essentially is like the top, you can pin 3 posts and they show up like at the top of your feed. So as you continue to post new content, these posts stay at the top. So again, like an intro post, big press feature, or new collection, and make sure you update these too. I mean, maybe you always have like an introduction post there, but other things, just make sure it's relevant and you're refreshing it. Then broadcast channels we're going to talk about in a minute. I want to mention that Adam Masori, he's the head of Instagram. He has a broadcast channel where he shares updates of kind of what's coming to the app and what's new. So I'd recommend following him if you want to kind of stay up to date. I think his channel is pretty helpful. But let's get into how to use broadcast channels. So what this is they're essentially, it's messaging chats where creators can share content like photos and videos with their followers who have opted in. And once a follower joins a creator's channel, or you can actually have multiple channels, they'll be able to react to the creator's messages, receive notifications, and vote in polls. So it's an easy way for you to share timely updates, gather feedback, or tease upcoming launches. And you kind of want to think about it, I think, as like an email list, sharing behind the scenes, making it feel really exclusive. You can also like use the poll features to learn more about your followers, I think, which is very cool. And you can share reminders about product launches or events, because anytime you post there, people who have opted in have gotten a notification. And I think I'd also really encourage you to look at who's opted into your channel, because those are people who are really interested in your brand, and keep in touch with them and nurture them individually as well.
It's potentially a good way to like get to know your target customer. Like if you can kind of see who those people are, look at their profiles, get an idea of like, what are they like? What are they posting about? Who are these people? You can really start to build like a profile of a person from that.
Definitely. So if you DM a lot with clients, because really like DMs are one of the fastest growing portions of the platform. I'm often sending photos and videos directly to people. I mean, if you are often in your DMs chatting with clients, potential clients, broadcast channels could be something to consider. But again, in the bonus episode, we share more details about what we think you should be focusing on. So let us know what you think about Instagram's new features. We'd love to hear from you. We'll talk about Threads next week after we've spent some time with it. But you can visit successwithjewelry.com to sign up for extended episodes as well as exclusive content. Thank you for listening.